What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, October 19th, 2022. I'm astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. As always, I truly appreciate you for being here with me. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. This is probably the day on the week I would circle as the most intense day. Few reasons. Of course, that sun's at 26 degrees of Libra. There's a big buildup to the square to Pluto yesterday. But yeah, it's happening. Venus is right behind at 25 degrees, squaring Pluto as well. There's huge relationship transformation, destiny transformation. You know, I was even talking with David on this road trip home. You know, we were kind of looking back at like what this Venus coming out of shadow, coming out of its retrograde in Capricorn when it met with Pluto March 2nd of this year, and like what were some of the themes coming up. So like, you know what, I think it's important, like think about what was going on in your life March 2nd, see what themes are coming up right now in your life, and make sure that you're on the path that you really want to be on. It's like we have to make choices right now, and Capricorn brings big decisions. Pluto intensifies things, and the only way we're going to balance and justify life right now and relationships and commitments in life is by, you know, being a really good diplomat in life and making, you know, positive, strong decisions here for what's actually just. You know, it's like we can't dabble in two worlds right now. So you have to do your best to be in a world, you know, and of another world, or of this world and in another world. Like you have to really pick where you're at. So I think it's a very important day just to look at the transformation within yourself right now and make sure that it's getting a reflection in relationships. That, you know, gosh, we are in such a combusting time right now, like Venus and the sun. Like Venus is getting combusted by the sun with this inferior conjunction that's going to be exact at 29 Libra here. Let's not forget that Saturn is going to go it's stationing, you know, to go direct in just 2 days on the 22nd, right? So we are, you know, on the cusp of a lot of things moving forward, and like, did we make the right decisions in summer school? And are we ready to really like commit right now? So, you know, look back at March. It's important. Don't be afraid of things that are combusting. It can almost feel like spontaneous combustion in a way, like what just happened? The moon's here in Leo too, right? So it's already adding fire to this intensity. And I think that, you know, it's square Uranus, right? Today, it's coming off squares to the nodes. It's a very interesting time, and it's opposing Saturn at the same time. So think about the T-square that's going on with Saturn stationing in Aquarius, a moon in Leo, and those two squares over to Uranus and Aquarius. Think about people right now, right? With Uranus and even Aquarius energy, and how there is like a major conflict of interest within a lot of people in this collective, within our relationships, within where our destinies are going. Like it's all coming to this big moment, and Leo definitely asks for courage. It definitely asks for strength. You know, it reminds me of the Sun card and the Strength card in tarot, right? Like this is, like you just got to be willing to shine and illuminate, even though you could definitely be finding blocks with people in life right now. Relationships can be showing up with blocks. There can feel like big decisions have to be made, and I feel like people are going to shock you today. Like somebody in your life is going to do something and you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, it's inevitable with these transits. Like there's too much relationship stuff hitting and there's too much people stuff hitting. Like there's a shock factor. Maybe we're giving the shock factor. You know, that's another part of this with this T-square energy to Uranus and Taurus is like, oh man, like maybe we have to shock people with our values too. So either way, there's definitely a shocking, you know, jolt that's happening right now. It's deep. There's a lot of feeling involved. It's you know, it can be a lot of passion. It can hopefully be a lot of love. And I think that's sort of the way out, is passion and love, and making sure that whatever you're committing to and deciding, you know, these deciding factors in life come from a deep, passionate place within your heart that you just know is the right way to go. Because our mind is wounded right now with Mercury and Libra exactly opposing Chiron and Aries right now, just to be another sprinkle on this puzzle of this horoscope. Like it's like our mind's going to be our worst enemy right now. Our mind's going to tip our scales into these victimized positions, into not thinking we're strong enough, into not thinking we can identify You know, not knowing which way, not knowing what to decide, not knowing what's best, not knowing our power. It's feeling like there's a lot of questions, and the moon's going to quincunx Neptune by the end of the night too. And Neptune's, of course, square Mars. So we do, by the end of the day, get a moon that's going to sextile Mars, and it's also going to sextile over to Venus. And I would say the brightest spot we get in the chart, of course, is Mars and Venus in their trine right now. But Mars is going very slow, Venus is combust the sun, and Mars is square Neptune. So even though we have this nice trine going on right now, it's almost like you can't feel it. There's too much intensity to find these like really, you know, just really creative, balanced, identified truths, and being able to have everything just come into this perfect alignment. It's like there's aspects in life that are coming into perfect alignment, and there's aspects in life that are so far off alignment. And it's like, it's the courage to identify with your values. And if you need to shock people, be true to yourself. Don't let things just go on as they are if you're not happy. I mean, I think that's the deciding factor here, is a lot of this comes down to liberation, transformation, values. You know, it's weird for money. It's weird for self-worth. It's very strange. Like, it takes a lot of courage right now to be in your confidence, to be in your values, to know you're good, to know you're solid, to know you don't need, with the South Node in Scorpio, something else to empower you. You are the power. And I know we all want relationships. We need relationships. People are so important. It's not like pushing these things away, but you just have to be solid like a rock within yourself, like this North Node in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus. Like, that's where we liberate. And that's where, you know, we are the weirdos. If anybody right now is feeling like confident and secure, just maybe not knowing what's going to happen in this world, but just like that they'll figure it out, and that they know they have the resources within them to be fine and to be secure. You know, you are the weirdo right now in this reality, because you look around and nobody really feels that way. It's hard. I mean, I'm not saying everybody's gonna, you know, feel like the world's coming to an end just yet, but it's one of those days where, like, don't be surprised if you get put in a position where you feel like, holy shit, like, I am way out of alignment. I am way too overly controlled by maybe the opinions of others, relationships, society. I mean, it's a very interesting day. There's a high pressure on liberation on Uranus, and that can take us so far if we're willing to go there. But it's like, your heart knows, you know, your values know, your body knows, but what doesn't know is our mind. With Mars in Gemini square Neptune, and with Mercury in Libra opposite Chiron, like, we're not going to be able to think our way out of this one. And it's okay to be vulnerable and to open up and to communicate to loved ones. That's very important too. But, you know, it's not ideal right now to be playing the victim in your own mind. You want to be empowering yourself mentally. That's going to help you find, you know, beauty, harmony, all the beautiful things that Libra can bring us. But right now it doesn't really feel like a really, you know, just peaceful Libra. Like, we're in a very intense time. We're getting ready for eclipses, Sun square Pluto, Venus square Pluto. Like, relationships can spontaneously combust in our life. People can spontaneously combust. Society could spontaneously combust. And we have to be okay with that. We have to be okay with something going and getting set on fire without mourning forever whatever that was. It's okay to feel, it's okay to get upset. But we have to start realizing now, and I think today's that test, to be like, can you liberate yourself and move on and move forward? It'll help so much, but, you know, we're getting tested today. Our hearts are getting tested. So, it's a heavy one. I think we'll be okay. But, damn, you know, that's all I could really say. Like, it's interesting. We're gonna have to see how it plays out in our lives and how it plays out in the world. It's a good test, I would say, getting ready for these eclipses. Like, I would say for many of us, how we handle a day like this will tell you a lot about how you can handle the next 6 months of our lives. So it's a good check. It's a good checkpoint. And when the day's over with, you know, it might be a good idea to journal and reflect and write down how you did today and how you felt and what transpired, just so you know. This card fell out. What did we get? The Five of Cups in reverse. I would say that not everything's as bad as it looks, you know? Like, it's intense astrology. I'm not going to lie to you and say, like, oh yeah, it's just peaches and cream, everything's just fine. But it's not as bad as it looks. You know, we can focus too much on negatives and forget about positives. So there's definitely positive things out there in this world. Focus on those things. I mean, the moon is in Leo. Like, we really do want to find fun and happiness and love in life right now for these days. Like, why not? But it does take courage to see and to feel strong and empowered right now. And that ultimately, in my opinion, brings the balance and harmony that we're looking for, and, you know, gets us in touch with a deeper sense of self that does feel secure and safe. Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's so funny. It's like we want to think that everything's just, you know, like all the emotions getting poured out, everything's just going downhill. All the cups are knocked over. Oh my gosh. It's not like that. We have to flip things around and look at the bright side and start looking at things half full. I feel like that's a big part of this energy right now, is really looking at things optimistically, not bypassing situations, being truthful and honest, but having a positive belief that you can get through it instead of just dwelling on a negative situation. Shift that emotion into some kind of determination to put you where you want to be if you're not there. Another reverse card, and it is the High Priestess in reverse. I mean, I feel like that's a very trickster energy, the High Priestess reverse. Like, I feel like it's kind of black magic to me right now is what I'm feeling. And, you know, I think we really want to stay away from sort of dark energy if you can. Like, put yourself in light energy, put yourself by yourself, put the light energy within you. Like, that's just kind of what I'm getting from this intuitively from that card. Like, really focus on what's light and what's really connecting you to something bigger, and kind of unlocking these different levels within your consciousness that are positive, you know, and unlocking that true potential and that true power. We can go both ways. Like, it's a very dualistic card, right? The High Priestess. You know, we want to use that energy well. It's hard. I feel like we can manifest way too quickly with intention if we're looking at the negative. So I feel like really from this tarot, which is just getting dropped in right now, is like the main message is the more negative you look at a situation right now, or the more you play the victim, the more you're manifesting the cataclysmic events into your life that you actually are scared of or worried about or don't want to happen. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes those things just need to happen in life, but there's a flip side to it, is it doesn't have to be that way. You can really High Priestess your way out of this by looking at things in a more light, more positive light in your own perception of this realm. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. I'm going to be back in the studio tonight. I can't wait. Looking forward to being home. Had a great time at the Harvest Moon Festival with Robert Phoenix and everybody that showed up. So really appreciate all the connections that were made. It was a beautiful weekend. Had so much fun. And so excited to be home. So I'll see you all for Thursday's horoscope. Much love. Peace.